Hi everyone, Michael Anfield here, and thank you for joining me. So, I got a special video for you today, and that is what is the best way to promote veganism? Because I get this question asked a lot, and that's a tough question because for everyone it's going to be a little different. So, I can't say that one particular method is better than another because maybe some might awaken by watching a vegan documentary, and some might not. Maybe some will be inspired by reading a book. Maybe some might not. Maybe some will be inspired by going to a website and reading some information on veganism. Some might not. So not every tactic is going to work for every person. And so the best way to promote veganism is whatever you think is the best. So if you're handing out leaflets and you feel that is your motivation and that is your purpose, then hand out those vegan leaflets because that is what is good for you. What is good for me is something a little different, and that is writing books and sending them out to you so you can read them. Okay, so that is the best method for me. So people ask me, well, how can I reach the most number of people with veganism? And that is a tough question because we will never know. We might hand out 5,000 leaflets, 5,000 vegan leaflets, and we might get 4,000 people going vegan, or we might get no people going vegan from all those, you know, thousands of leaflets handed out. We might have a channel that has 1 million views, but we may get one person going vegan, or we might get 100,000 people going vegan. So we don't really know the outcome of vegan advocacy. And so that is just something that we must do, and that's that. Just like Jehovah Witnesses promote their message, and which is basically God's kingdom, and they don't know how many people they're they're what do you call it, proselytizing. So that's just it. We don't know. They don't know either. Just like any kind of advocacy work, we don't know how many people we are recruiting, or at least we're educating. Because some people just throw things out. A lot of leaflets are left on the floor, on the ground. Maybe somebody watches a movie but doesn't do anything for them. So many different things. So what is my top ways to promote veganism? And I've seen in my time some really clever, like, promotional or marketing tactics for veganism. And there probably is thousands of other things that we could do out there. And people have so many creative ideas. It's amazing how many dedicated and hardworking vegans there are out there trying to spread this message to the world. So there are a few things and a few tips that I will give you, which actually will be on the new website, which is coming out shortly. I'm not going to tell you it now, but once it comes out, you'll know because it'll be on this channel. It'll be featured on my website. It'll be splattered all over Facebook, and you'll know it's coming out soon. It's a comedy website. It's a very good one, and it's going to be huge. Now, in the beginning, there's not going to be much information on there, not much content, but as more and more people go onto it, there will be, and we will just keep updating and keep revamping the site and making it better and better. So, what are my favorite ways or the best ways I feel will get the message out to a broader audience? So YouTube is a very good medium. YouTube is actually, I think, better than any other video sharing site out there. There's Vimeo as well, and there's, of course, others. But YouTube is probably one of the best, and also because you can monetize your videos. So if you have an enthusiastic video like this one, where your hands are waving in the air a million miles an hour, and you are loving your video, and you really engage with your audience, like engage if you're talking like this and you're just talking like this, I would like you to go vegan, and it's because it's good for the earth and it's good for the animals. Nobody's gonna listen to your video if you do that. Hey, that's right. And you got to be a little bit funny and not depressed, like, oh, I'm so depressed today. I love being vegan, but I'm so depressed today. I don't know what to eat. And, like, come on, you got to get better videos than that. I mean, I know, like, most of the time I'm sitting behind my desk when I'm speaking to you and not outside because now it's winter. Hey, that's a nice video I can do, actually. Going out with my t-shirt in winter time. Hey, I just came up with another idea. But anyways, let's not digress and let's talk about this. So my favorite ways to get the most amount of people going vegan, YouTube again. That's number one. Not in any order, but that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is blogging, or having your own website of some sort. So that's something else. Thirdly is any kind of outreach event. So handing out leaflets, some kind of OVED, outdoor video educational display, where you have a video display outside. Something like Voiceless for the Anonymous for the Voiceless does. Sometimes DXC does. Film screenings at any public library or anywhere, basically. So just showing a film, a documentary, that's a good thing. But then again, you have to get the people coming to your event. So that's one thing. You got to get people coming to the event. So sometimes that's a tricky part, is getting the people there. Okay. If you have the money, pay people $1 just or $5 just to watch a movie. Hey, come on, watch a movie. We'll pay you $5. Come on. You know. That's if you have the money, of course. What else? A good way to promote veganism? Just talk to anybody. Just go on the street, talk to anybody, whoever you meet. Talk to about them. Talk to them about veganism, and what else? People that are really not interested, don't keep bashing their heads. Just talk to people that are interested, or people that are just off on the street or somewhere. Just talk to people. It's better if you're in a group kind of setting, if you have like at least more than one vegan with you. But even that, like, just like if you're in a subway or something, putting leaflets on the chairs would be a good idea, because people can sit down and they read that leaflet. What else is a good idea? Well, let me see. What else is a good idea? Well, what my no, an ex-friend told me before is, those newspaper stands. The paid ones, you just put the money in, you open it, you keep it open, you put a flyer in every newspaper. Okay. So you can do that. You can even do that with the free newspapers that are out there, and just put a flyer inside each newspaper. What else can you do? I mean, there's so many things out there that you can do. Public speaking. Of course, you got to promote the event. So then again, get people going to the event. Promoting it somehow on YouTube, on Facebook, on all the social media channels, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Reddit, all these places. What else? What else? Just talking to people. Just really being assertive and talking to people. Not being mean or anything, saying, you're buying milk. Don't you know that there's soy milk and almond milk and, rice milk out there? No, 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 no. Don't say that. Hey, I see that you bought, cucumbers or something. Oh, cucumbers. Da, 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 da. You talk about, the fruits and the produce and all this stuff. And then you say, well, did you know that there's alternatives to cow's milk, or, something like positive, something that will get them going. And just talk about your own, your own personal story and I statements. So I went, the vegan because of this, da, 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 or I had some, spiritual awakening, or I didn't want to contribute to animal suffering and all that stuff. So those are a few ways that you can promote veganism, veganism, veganism. Hey, I sound like Three Stooges now. So, what else? A way to promote veganism? There's so many ways, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ways. That's the beauty of it. You know, you can do marches, you can do all kinds of demonstrations. You can do what else? You can if you have a house, you can put a big banner that says "Be Vegan" or something with a website maybe underneath it. Uh, you can go on radio and TV, and you can do anything. Like then possibilities are endless. If you're extremely motivated about promoting veganism, and you have your purpose, you have your, you, you know, I am good at, I don't know, writing books. Then become a writer and promote veganism that way. If you own, I don't know, a recording company, write only, or you make music, write only vegan music and release it to the public. So those are some ways you can do it. And I'm not saying that some ways are better than others. And some people will take to some things and some people won't. Like if you screen a film, not everyone is going to go vegan right away. Okay, maybe some will at that moment, but not everyone will go vegan. And so the idea is to um, try different methods, try so many different things. But if you're doing the same thing over and over and over, um, depends. Like if you're getting a lot of good, good. If you're getting a lot of good like conversion, like people that come to people actually that are going to go vegan, and that's great. And you can actually find out this by people actually coming up to you and people saying like, because I've noticed in the past, I've read stories that, uh, especially when it comes to me, I've heard, I mean, my YouTube video, for example, you can see the conversion rate of people going vegan and people not going vegan because of their comments. So people, there are hundreds, even maybe even thousands of people that have gone vegan because of my videos on my channel. So some people might come up to you after the lecture event if you're speaking at like I have a speaking engagement, for example. Somebody might come up, or some people might come up to you and say, "Well, thank you for your inspiring talk and made me really think about going vegan or whatever, but how do I start? Da, 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 da. And you make a conversation like that, and there you already had one connection. So one person going vegan. Maybe there are others that might think about it, or maybe there are others that might go home and throw out all their animal products and go to the grocery store and buy any and all things that are vegan. And we don't really know how many people uh, we awaken, So that's the thing is we don't know, but over time, sometimes we see a trend. Sometimes we see a higher conversion rate. So if we feel motivated to do speaking, and even if that doesn't get anyone to go vegan, let's just say it doesn't get anyone to go vegan. At least we're doing something to promote veganism. That's the thing. And I can definitely say that it will do something to get people going vegan. It will do something. There's no thing that will not get someone going vegan, or at least thinking about it. Like for example, if you every week you're handing out 500 vegan leaflets every single week, handing out 500 vegan leaflets, somebody is bound to go vegan, or at least to think about going vegan. Or if not, then at least somebody that is vegan is going to think about becoming a vegan advocate, for example. So I don't know how many people I've changed with my books. Hundreds, maybe thousands, I don't know. All I know is how many books I've actually are out there. How many of my books are out there in the world? That's what I know. I don't know exact number, but I know it's in the thousands. And I know that I've handed out hundreds upon hundreds of free copies of my books. And I don't know if that did anything or not, but I do know at least the message is out there. And that's the key when promoting veganism. At least the message is out there. The more people that see the word vegan, the more people that understand what it really means to be vegan, then it's going to be in the mainstream. You know, that's the whole thing. We want everyone to see it, everyone to know what vegan is. That's the thing. Now, of course, in certain countries, it's very, very unknown what vegan is. It's very unknown. But there are still, um, like whatever means it is that you're getting the message out is a good way of getting that message out. Unless it's judgmental, it's being angry at somebody. Like, oh my goodness, you're wearing fur. Don't you know that the animals are killed? Like, that's going to not, that is not a very effective advocacy. And it's, first of all, it's tackling just fur, which we must tackle veganism. But what we must do, what we absolutely must do, is to promote it, the message, very, very lovingly, in the most loving and positive way possible, which means that we need to be assertive in our ways, but assertive doesn't mean being judgmental. Oh my goodness, you're eating that hamburger. Don't you know what the pigs had to go through? I mean, they're killed. Like, no, that is not the way we do it. Man, I want you to go vegan. Do it now because the animals are suffering. No, that's not the way we want to do it. I went vegan because I didn't like the way that animals were exploited. I didn't like the way that animals are treated and used. And so I just happened to naturally awaken to my natural yearning and natural self, which is really what we are meant to do. And something like that, like telling our own stories, that's the whole thing. Telling our own stories and just telling the truth. Telling the truth. And the truth is by our side. And when we do this, when we live by example and tell the truth to people, why we just don't want to contribute to animal exploitation and use, then people will start understanding and start awakening. We need them to come out of that burning house and play with us on the playground. We need them to do that, and we can do that when we help them, when we guide them, when we water that seed more with love and tenderness. I hope you learned something from this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We are interconnected.com, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget my newest book, How to Create the Perfect Vegan Life, is now available. Amazon and all digital formats out there. And don't forget, it's coming out in paperback format in about a month or a month and a half. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Yeah!